This program contains true stories of rescues. All of the 911 calls you will hear are real. Unless indicated, the actual people involved have helped us reconstruct the events as they happened.
They're in good hands here.
We can do our best to prepare our children for any emergency, teaching them who to call and what to say. But when something does happen, we can only hope they remember. I'm William Shatner. Tonight, true stories of families put to the test and the men and women who try to save them on Rescue 911. We begin in a suburban neighborhood of Indianapolis, Indiana. Actors have helped us reenact the events that shattered a quiet afternoon. On August 1st, as on many summer weekdays, 11-year-old Danny Troy and his 8-year-old sister Desiree were home alone.
I had talked to Desiree and Daniel on the phone at about 3:15. And I said, are you behaving? And they said, yeah, Mom. Everything was fine.
Both parents worked, but Georgia Troy and her husband Danny had prepared their children to take care of themselves and checked on them frequently.
Me and Desiree had let some neighborhood friends into the house. We came into the front room and started to watch TV.
Danny and Desiree knew they were not allowed to go outside, nor let anyone else in the house when their parents weren't at home.
Yeah. Me and Paul got up and went into my mom and dad's room.
Whoa, look at this! Oh, come on, that's my dad's. Leave it alone.
And Paul looked over and saw the guns and picked the 30-30 up.
Come on, Paul. All right.
And he started cocking it, and he found the chamber where you put the bullets, and he just started loading them back in there.
Put it away. Wow.
He dared me. He said, if you cock the gun twice, then I'll put it down.
You try it once, then we'll put it away. Come on. Daddy, put the gun down. Don't worry about it. Yes, he is. I'm going to tell that. No, you're not.
I cocked the gun twice, and my friend put the bullets back in the chamber and set the gun down.
Come on, let's get out of here. Here, tell me about the
My sister's friend, he's about 7 years old. He walked into the room and picked up the gun and started cocking it like he saw me and Paul doing.
Henry, put that down! What happened? He shot the gun and the gun went off. Where? I don't know.
We was looking for a hole in the wall that the bullet had made, but we didn't find it.
Oh my God. Desiree!
When we continue.
And I kept thinking, we both can't panic. If we both panic, what happens to the little girl?
Are you still there? Yes, I think she's dying.
When 8-year-old Desiree Troy was accidentally shot, the other kids ran home immediately, leaving her 11-year-old brother Danny alone in the house with her. Her life was in his hands. Denise Stevenson took the call.
Police dispatch number 3.
Oh, please get me an ambulance.
Hold on. Service, go ahead.
My sister's been shot.
Ma'am? Hello? Hello? Are you there? Okay, calm down. You're going to talk to us. Did you say it's a house or an apartment?
The gun fell over and shot.
Is it a house or apartment?
A house.
Okay, what's your name?
Danny Troy the third.
How old is your sister?
She's crying. She's hurt bad.
Are your parents home?
No.
Getting the call was particularly hard because I have children of my own. And I really felt for those parents. I was like, oh, the worst call in the world to get is something's happened to your child.
Okay, I want you to stay on the phone with me. You hold on, okay?
Call my mother.
Stay on the phone with me, okay?
Okay.
Attention all cars, attention all cars. First, report of person shot.
And I wanted him to stay on the phone. So I went out in the air and got officers on the way and went back and I talked to him. He was in a situation that he just simply could not control or handle. And I kept thinking, I'm an adult, we both can't panic. If we both panic, what happens to the little girl?
The gun fell and it hit his sister. Have ambulance en route. Okay, are you still there?
Yes, I think she's dying.
Okay, calm down. I want you to stay on the phone with me, okay? What is she doing? The people are on the way.
In here.
She's what?
She's walking in here.
No, tell her to lay down.
Lay down, Desiree. Lay down.
Tell her to lay down.
Stay there, Desiree.
Tell her to lay down.
You're not there. You can't see it. You don't know how bad it is, how good it is. And emotionally, I wanted to believe she was okay. I really did want to believe that she was just grazed or barely shot and that the children were just panicking because they saw blood.
Calm down.
I can't. She's been shot right in the ribs.
Okay, is she still laying down? I want her to lay still. Tell her she has to stay perfectly still, okay?
Stay perfectly still, Desiree.
Tell her it's okay. I'm getting help.
Can I please call my mom?
No, I want you to stay on the phone with me till someone gets there with you. We're going to get your mommy, okay?
Within 3 minutes, officers Ron Burgess and Greg Weber were on the scene.
I knew that the situation was critical as soon as I opened the door and could see the little girl there lying in a pool of blood.
The police are.
Your heart just drops out all of a sudden. You're thinking, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Your immediate thoughts are, I don't want her to die. What can I do to save her?
Desiree was bleeding massively from multiple wounds the single bullet had made in her body.
We have a female shot, approximately 10 years of age.
It's extremely scary. The first thing I thought about was that this little girl was going to die. She had lost a lot of color, and with the way the exit wound and the entrance wounds were, you could tell that it had to damage some of the major internal organs.
Paramedic Supervisor Norman Hockley arrived less than 5 minutes after Danny placed the call.
I got down and started my examination of her. I got on the radio and notified the incoming unit that this was a code 77.
Control. Notify Medic 46, I have a code 77. I need pediatric shock pants.
Looking at her injuries and looking at the amount of blood she'd already lost, I was immediately struck by the fact that this girl should not be alive right now. I was extremely angry that this child had been traumatized in this fashion. Anger was then replaced by a little fear that Desiree was going to die before we got her to the hospital.
As soon as possible. Let's just get the pants on and get her loaded and go.
We didn't spend a lot of time on the scene. She obviously needed to be in an operating room with a surgeon as soon as possible.
A neighbor called Georgia Troy at work and told her what had happened.
When I first heard my daughter was shot, the thought that went through my mind was, oh my God, how could she be shot? I didn't think I was going to make it. I thought, this is it, you know, she's hurt. It's not something that I could ever comprehend. Not that it could be my kid. It was horrible. It's the most horrible thing I've ever felt in my whole life.
I just couldn't believe that my little girl had been shot. Because you hear all the stories, you know, and you'd always think, no, not me, and that never happened to me.
Danny and Georgia Troy went to Wishart Hospital, where pediatric surgeon Dennis Vane was treating their daughter.
When she arrived at the emergency room, she was critical. Her most critical wound was a wound that entered on the right side of her abdomen and exited on the left side of her chest. When we took her in the operating room and opened her abdomen, we were met with a rush of blood. We found a significant amount of destroyed tissue in there, pieces of her liver, her spleen, everything just sort of floating around in her abdomen.
I assumed that it was just going to be, you know, kind of like in the movies, you've been shot, you go in, they take the bullet out, you're fine. That's not the way that it turned out to be. The doctor came out and he told us that her liver was cut basically in half, that her spleen had been removed. He said, I want you to understand how serious it is, that if she does not stop bleeding, she's going to die right now, tonight.
The problem that we were encountering at that point is she had lost several times her blood volume and all of her coagulation factors, all of the things in her blood that help her blood clot, had been washed out. It became evident that we had done everything that we could in the operating room, and now we were in a position of trying to get her stabilized and let her own body take over. I went out and spoke to the parents and indicated to them that I thought her chances of survival were in the 5% range.
After 3 hours of surgery, Desiree was rushed through a network of tunnels to a specialized pediatric intensive care unit.
I asked the nurse, I said, can she hear me? Because she was laying there, she was all unconscious, her face was so swollen. I said, Desiree, Mommy and Daddy's here with you. And I grabbed her hand, and her hand was ice cold. I said, I'm not leaving the hospital without you. You've got to get better. And about that time, I felt her give me a quick little, like, you know, and right then I knew that was her way of telling me that she was going to be okay.
The first thing I said to her was, I love you. And in sign language, she said the same thing back. She went like this, I love you.
Less than 2 months later, Desiree started 3rd grade with the rest of her class.
When I heard that I had been shot and my brother had saved my life, I had just wanted to get up out of that bed, run to him and hug him. Yeah. It's hard to talk about this sometimes because it just makes me remember about how many times that it's happened to other kids and they've died and I survived. Danny really saved my life real good. He could have just left went out with one of his friends and called my mom and dad or something, because my mom and dad, it would have took too long and I would have died right on the floor. If something really happens bad, you can just pick the phone up and you can just call 911. That's the only thing you could do. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
I'm most thankful to God for letting me have my little girl back and giving me a second chance with her again. My attitude has changed about guns being in the house since this has happened, because I'd always thought nothing like that ever could happen to my family. Now I want to protect them. I thought I was protecting them having a gun in the house. It turned out to almost make me lose my baby.
If you have a loaded gun in your house and you have children, you know, don't be stupid. Don't think that my kid would never touch that gun. Just, you know, don't think it, because it's not true. It can happen to you. It happened to us. And it's going to happen probably over and over and over again until people are educated with guns.
I thought I was going to die, really, I did. I kept on pushing and pushing. I couldn't help it. Everyone was promising me these things. My grandma said she promised that she wouldn't smoke. She said she promised she'd buy me some shoes. My mom and dad, said they promised to get rid of the guns. I really pushed for some of that. Mostly of what I pushed for is my life.
Next.
I was really scared because she was unresponsive and she wasn't breathing. She was almost dead.
Ada Evans suffers from chronic heart disease. When she was finally put on the list for a heart transplant, her doctors were concerned that she would suffer a fatal heart attack before they could help her. So they turned to an innovative medical technology to try and keep her alive long enough to get a new heart.
She just have a lot of courage, And whenever she hurting, you ask her how she feeling, she said fine. And you know she's hurting, but she still say, I'm feeling fine.
Noodles? All righty.
She asked me if I would fix her something to eat. I asked her what she wants. She said, some Roman noodles. And I guess it was the Lord that brought me in here. I don't know what I was coming for. I just came in. And I heard this little noise behind me, and I looked around. Her eyes were walled back and her mouth wide open.
Hold on, sweetheart.
For the second time in a month, Ada was suffering a life-threatening cardiac arrest. But this time, they had a med phone in their home.
I just knew when I saw her, the condition she was in, it had to be done.
When the med phone case is opened, it automatically dials the hospital. Critical care nurse Angie Orlando took the call.
As soon as I answer the med phone, the information of who's calling and who's been trained on the med phone pops up on my top screen. So I was able to know that it was the Evans residence. We had practice drills, but I was really scared because I knew this was going to be real.
Okay, put her on the monitor, Mr. Evans. Okay, I can see now.
And I could tell that she was in a ventricular tachycardia, which is a life-threatening, irregular heartbeat, and she would die if it wasn't corrected and put in the normal rhythm. She was unresponsive and she wasn't breathing. She was almost dead.
The hospital staff and Ada's family had been thoroughly trained in the med phone. But this was the first time the portable electronic cardiac treatment system would actually be used.
She said, get back, we got to shock her right away, a fibrillator, right away.
Angie Orlando was about to try what had never been done before. Shock a heart back into beating through the phone lines with the patient still at home.
Is she breathing?
Is she breathing?
She's gasping.
Do you know how to do CPR?
Yes.
Okay, you need to start CPR now.
A call was placed to 911 to get help for Ada and Roscoe at their home as soon as possible.
EMS, what is your emergency? Well, I'm calling to have an ambulance sent immediately to an address 335 William Place. And what is the emergency? The emergency is the patient's in VTAC. They're doing CPR on the patient. You said a patient is in, they doing CPR on the patient? Yes. Okay, ma'am, we'll get someone over there. Thank you. All right.
Not being there was really hard, and I didn't know Roscoe. I had to rely on his word, and I had to have a lot of trust in him.
Mr. Evans, is she breathing?
Is she breathing?
Yes. She's breathing.
I thank the Lord for giving me strength, hold up and do what had to be done.
Stay good. She's trying to move around. Should I let her?
All right, Mr. Evans, try and hold her still.
Be still, Sonny. They can't monitor with you moving around.
Mr. Evans, is the ambulance there yet?
No.
Okay, we'll stay on the line till they get there. She's looking good.
I could tell that her heart was coming back to a normal rhythm with a little irregularity, but it wasn't life-threatening.
How are you doing, Ada?
Much better.
You look good here. I'm just going to stay on with you till the ambulance gets there.
Less than 10 minutes after the call to 911, paramedic John King and his partner arrived on the scene.
When we got there, the nurse speaking through the med phone told us that the patient had been defibrillated, and that was a first. Time is crucial, and if it took us, say, 8 minutes to get there, even with CPR, our chance would be just about nil. So it's nice to see a situation like this where a patient's defibrillated promptly and then is totally oriented when we get there, has good blood pressure, feels fine. It's really incredible, and it's nice to see.
After I hung up the phone, she was in the ambulance on her way here. I took a couple minutes and went back, thought about it all, and everyone was like, oh, congratulations, you did well, it really worked, na. That made me feel really good.
Cardiologist Antonelli Quattromani is one of the main doctors responsible for the Medphone program at the hospital.
She basically died, and if it wasn't for the box and the availability of the energy, she would not have made it. So it's a big success of technology and of the human part too.
Later on I thought about how close she was to death. She wasn't breathing, no heartbeat or anything, and then it went through my mind, she could have been gone.
Ada Evans beat the tremendous odds against surviving a sudden heart attack in the home. On July 7th, a heart donor was found for her. She's now well on her way to full recovery from the transplant. And she and Roscoe have another chance at life.
She's my best friend. She's everything. And had it not been for the Medphone, she wouldn't be here today. So I thank the Lord for the Medphone.
Step out of the car, please.